Now I am going to brief you on how you can boost your training skills with the 12 steps, so you can conduct your next training session with more confidence and success. Here's a breakdown of the 12 steps I outlined, highlighting their importance in conducting a successful training session with some examples. Welcome everyone to my channel. I'm excited to delve into a crucial aspect of your professional journey, being a trainer. Today's video focuses on empowering trainers, how it truly enhances your skills. Our aim is to unlock and nurture your inner trainer. I will equip you with the necessary tools to effectively conduct training sessions and workshops with confidence, leaving a lasting impact and achieving success. Beyond the lecture, the trainer's transformation. Becoming a masterful trainer is a journey, not a destination. It requires a shift from simply conveying knowledge, like a lecturer, to facilitating a powerful learning experience. Your role is to guide and tap into the collective wisdom of the room, empowering participants to forge deep understanding and actionable skills. The pillars of effective training. Here are the cornerstones that will transform you from an instructor to an inspirational trainer. 1. Be a learner. A trainer is not the source of all knowledge but a person who will listen, guide and suggest rather than direct. 2. The lifelong learner. A trainer is not a know-it-all, but rather a curious facilitator. Listen actively to your participants, offer thought-provoking questions, and guide them to discover solutions and build upon existing knowledge. 3. Unleashing the collective genius. Every participant brings a wealth of experience, knowledge, and unique perspectives. Trust their capabilities and create an environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their insights. This is where true learning explodes. 4. Confidence through connection. Self-awareness, openness, and respect are the keys to fostering a supportive atmosphere. When participants feel safe and valued, they're more likely to actively engage and contribute their valuable perspectives. 5. Preparation is power. Master your subject matter, know your audience, and be intimately familiar with your curriculum. Clearly define learning objectives and ensure your activities directly connect to them. 6. Embrace the flow. The best-laid plans can sometimes shift. Be flexible and adaptable. Read the room and be prepared to adjust your methods to cater to the specific needs of your participants. Remember, you're not just delivering a training session, you're igniting a learning journey. With these principles as your guide, you'll empower your participants to not just acquire knowledge, but to transform it into real-world action and lasting success. The purpose of any training session. To determine the kind of speech you need to deliver, you need to define the purpose of the training session. Often, when people need inspiration, they will either turn to a motivational speaker or attend a seminar. A motivational speaker needs to quickly establish rapport and credibility. Think of online talks by management gurus Tony Robbins or Simon Sinek, who do this so effectively. They are viewed by millions for a reason. Whether that's the sort of speech you'd like to make or if you're attempting something more casual, here are 3 critical components that will help you connect to the audience. 1. Interest. 2. Inform. 3. Motivate. 1. Interest. A professional speech needs to be interesting for the audience. For this, it must be relevant. The speaker must have established their expertise, and the audience must be keen to hear what they bring to the table. 2. Inform. Research your subject as much as you can. It is very important that a good professional speech needs to be logical and orderly. Express a simple idea clearly and concisely, backed up with data where necessary. 3. Motivate. As we've seen, it is very important for a good professional speech to motivate the audience. It is not just about wizardry with words, it's also about content. What do you want the audience to take away from the talk? Tell them how it's possible and inspire them to go out and do it. Identifying the purpose of your speech will help you connect with your audience and deliver an impactful message. Now, we share some very important statistics facts, which you should know before we proceed. Fact number 1. Anxiety. Do you know that 20% to 85% of people experience anxiety when they need to speak in public? Fact number 2. Pre-speech anxiety. 75% of people suffer from speech anxiety prior to giving a presentation or public speech. That is 3 out of 4 individuals suffer from pre-speech anxiety. This makes our nerves normal. Fact number 3. Start strong. Your first 15 seconds matter. You only have one chance to make a good first impression, and that first impression is formed within 15 seconds. So look good, look confident, adopt peak physiology, start strong, lay the foundation, and you will do a great job. Fact number 4, Introduction. As a rule of thumb, your introduction should take up about 10% of your total presentation time. Use this time to build rapport and connect with your audience. This is how you develop trust. Use this time to outline the problem or the issue that you will be talking about and gain buy-in from the audience. This is where you outline your presentation and the points you are going to cover. Fact number 5, Eye contact. Eye contact is so important when public speaking, and 3 seconds is the sweet spot when looking at someone. If you look for too short a time, then you are seen as shifty and maybe dishonest. If you look for too long at a person, then you will be seen as staring and, in the worst case, as creepy. You also need to keep your peripheral vision going at the same time, so you can read and respond to anything else that is happening in the room. Fact number 6, Body language. The University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, campus found that when people are speaking, approximately 7% of the message comes from the words, 36% of the message comes from your voice, and 57% of the message comes from your nonverbal communication. So, nonverbal communication is even more important than people realize. Fact number 7, Tell stories. If you speak to people and just tell them some facts, there is a 5% to 10% retention rate of the information. If you now add some visual material and images, then retention can increase to 25% to 30%. If you tell a story with examples and emotion and it is engaging, then retention increases to 65% to 75%. Fact number 8, Attention span. The average audience attention span is only 8 to 10 minutes. Therefore, as speakers, we need to do something new or different every 8 to 10 minutes to re-engage and wake up our audiences. Tell them some information, bring up or draw a visual, ask them to think about it or apply it to their situation, and then ask them to share that with the person next door or to the whole group. Fact number 9, Finish on time. 100% of audiences will appreciate you as a speaker ending on time. No one appreciates a speaker who goes over time, speaks into another speaker's time, or puts the whole meeting or conference behind schedule. Going over time is a big no-no. Fact number 10, Professional help. Only 8% of those people who have public speaking fear seek professional help to become more confident and effective. This is despite the documented negative impact poor public speaking can have on your long-term career and income. Remember, each of these insights serves as a cornerstone for your growth and effectiveness as a trainer. Let's embrace them with enthusiasm and commitment to excellence. Effective visual presentations are a cornerstone of successful training sessions, enabling trainers to engage, educate, and empower their audience. By adhering to the essential do's and don'ts of visual presentations, trainers can elevate their communication skills, enhance audience understanding, and establish credibility. These guidelines not only ensure clarity and professionalism but also foster active participation and retention among learners. Let's delve into why these do's and don'ts are crucial for trainers looking to excel in their roles and make a lasting impact on their trainees. First, we discuss trainer do's. 1. Ensure visibility. Make sure the details of your presentation are easily visible from all areas of the room, preventing eye strain for your audience. 2. Keep it simple. Use simple and uncluttered visuals, with one image demonstrating one concept or message. 3. Select professional-looking images. Ensure the images used are high quality and relevant to your audience, enhancing your credibility and professionalism. 4. Proofread. Avoid spelling mistakes and poor quality images, as they can negatively impact your credibility and professionalism. 5. Choose relevant visual aids. Use images that resonate with your audience, making your presentation more engaging and relatable. 6. Be concise. Keep visual aids brief and avoid spending too much time on each slide, maintaining your audience's attention. 7. Use charts and graphs. Present numerical information in a clear and concise manner, enhancing understanding and engagement. 8. Use a laser pointer. Direct the audience's attention to specific parts of an image or graphic, ensuring clarity and focus. Now, we discuss what trainers don't do. 1. Avoid turning your back. Always face your audience when explaining visual aids, maintaining a connection and preventing distractions. 2. Avoid reading from visuals. If the audience can read what you are saying, there is no need for them to listen to your speech. 3. Limit messages per slide. Avoid placing multiple messages on one slide, as it can confuse the audience and detract from your key points. 4. Limit color and font usage. Overuse of color or different fonts can distract the audience and detract from the overall message. 5. Explain visual aids. Assume that your images are not self-explanatory and provide context and explanation, enhancing understanding and engagement. 6. Avoid excessive laser pointer movement. Waving the laser pointer around can be distracting and make it difficult for the audience to keep up with your speech. 7. Avoid listing information. Make a point with each slide rather than simply listing information to maintain audience engagement and understanding. In addition to these points, it's important to stay up to date with the latest research and studies on effective presentation techniques. For example, a study by the University of Texas found that using visuals can improve learning and retention by up to 400%. Additionally, a study by Prezi found that presentations using visual aids are 43% more persuasive than those without. By incorporating these latest findings, trainers can further enhance their presentation skills and empower their audience. Now I am going to brief you on how you can boost your training skills with the 12 steps, so you can conduct your next training session with more confidence and success. Here's a breakdown of the 12 steps I outlined, highlighting their importance in conducting a successful training session with some examples. Step 1. Welcoming and greeting the audience. Sets a positive tone, makes participants feel valued, and creates a sense of community. Example.
1. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to have the opportunity to address such a distinguished audience. 2. Hello or hi everyone. Thanks for coming. 3. Hello, everyone. I would like, first of all, to thank the organizers of this meeting for inviting me here today. 4. Good morning everyone and welcome to my presentation. First of all, let me thank you all for coming here today.
Step 2. Introducing yourself. Establishes your credibility and expertise, helps participants connect with you as the trainer. Example.
1. I would like to quickly introduce myself. 2. My name is. I have been a freelance trainer for over a decade. 3. For those of you who don't know me already, my name is Preston Smith. And I'm responsible for. 4. Let me introduce myself. My name is Preston Smith, a seasoned business leader in the world of beauty products. 5. Let me start by saying a few words about my own background. Over the course of my career, I have helped 5 startup beauty brands become top-tier brands in the international market.
Step 3. Saying what your topic or title or subject is. Clearly communicates what the training is about and sets expectations. Example.
1. In my presentation I would like to report on. Or. I'm here today to present. 2. Explaining why your topic is relevant for your audience. 3. Today's topic is of particular interest to those of you who. Or. My talk is particularly relevant to those of you who. 4. By the end of this talk you will be familiar with. 5. I'm looking forward to talking with you today about presentation skills, your topic. 6. What I'd like to present to you today is. 7. As you can see on the screen, our topic today is. 8. The subject or focus or topic or title of my presentation or talk or speech is. In this talk, I or we would like to concentrate on.
Step 4. Explaining why your topic is relevant for your audience. Grabs attention, demonstrates the value proposition of the training, and motivates participants to learn. Example.
1. By the end of this talk you will be familiar with. 2. Today's topic is of particular interest to those of you who. 3. My talk is particularly relevant to those of you who.
Step 5. Stating your purpose or objective. Provides a clear roadmap for the session, keeps everyone focused on achieving specific learning outcomes. Example.
1. This talk is designed to act as a springboard for discussion. 2. This morning I'm going to be talking to you about. or telling you about, or showing you how to deal with, or taking a look at the recent development in, or reporting on the results of the study we carried out. 3. What I'm going to do, or what I intend to do is describe to you, or show you, or tell you about. 4. The purpose, or objective, or aim of this presentation is to. 5. Today I'd like to give you an overview of. 6. I'd like to update you on, or inform you about, or put you in the picture about, or give you the background to, or present the results of my research. 7. During the next 2 hours we will be.
Step 6. Participants' expectations. Encourages active participation, clarifies any uncertainties, and ensures everyone is on the same page. 1. Ask participants their expectations of this training and write them on the flip chart. 2. Identify any expectations that are outside the scope of the workshop. 3. Compare the expectations to the objectives of the training. 4. Remind participants during the workshop to check if their expectations are being met. Step 7. Presenting the outline or organization or structure of your presentation. Creates a sense of order, helps participants follow along, and allows them to anticipate what's coming. Example.
1. The subject can be looked at under the following headings. 2. We have organized this talk in the following way. 3. This presentation is structured as follows. 4. This talk will cover 2 current theories on the topic of. 5. I've divided my presentation into 3 main parts. 6. In my presentation I'll focus on 3 major issues. 7. We thought it would be useful to divide our talk into 3 main sections. 8. We can break this area down into the following fields.
Step 8. Sequencing. Ensures a logical flow of information, builds upon knowledge progressively, and optimizes learning. Example.
1. So, I'll begin by filling you in on the background to, or bringing you up to date on, or giving you an overview of the history of, or making a few observations about / outlining. And then I'll go on to highlight what I see as the main points of, or put the situation into some kind of perspective, or discuss in more depth the implications of, or take you through, or make detailed recommendations regarding. 2. One thing I'll be dealing with is the issue of, and then I'll end with, or, and finally, I'd like to address the problem of, or to raise briefly the issue of. 3. My first point concerns. 4. I'll begin, or start off by, then I'll move on to, then or next. After that, I'll be looking at. 5. First, or first of all, or I'd like to give you an overview of. Secondly, or then or next, or I'll focus on. Thirdly, or and then, we'll consider. Finally, or lastly, or last of all, or I'll deal with.
Step 9. Timing. Keeps the session on track, avoids information overload, and allows for Q&A and activities. Example.
1. It will take about 30 minutes to cover these issues. 2. This should only last 20 minutes. 3. My presentation will take about 4 hours.
Step 10. Handouts. Provides reinforcement and reference materials, reinforces key learning points, and helps participants continue learning after the session. Example.
1. I can email the PowerPoint presentation to anybody who wants it. 2. Don't worry about taking notes. I've put all the important information on a handout for you. 3. Does everybody have a handout? Or brochure or copy of the report? Please take one and pass them on. 4. I'll be handing out copies of the slides at the end of my talk.
Step 11. Questions and answers. Encourages clarification, fosters active participation, and allows you to gauge understanding. Example.
1. If you don't mind, we'll leave questions till the end. 2. There will be time for questions after my presentation. 3. If you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me at any time. 4. Please interrupt me if there is something which needs clarifying. Otherwise, there'll be time for discussion at the end. 5. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, I'll be happy to answer them. A. Inviting questions. Example. 1. We just have time for a few questions. 2. And now I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. 3. Are there any questions? 4. If you have any questions, I'd be pleased to answer them. B. Clarifying questions. Example. 1. So, if I understood you correctly, you would like to know whether. 2. If I could just rephrase your question. You'd like to know. 3. Let me just check that I have understood your question. You're asking. 4. I'm afraid I didn't quite catch that. 5. I'm sorry, could you repeat your question, please? C. Checking whether the questioner is satisfied. Example. 1. Can we go on? 2. Is that the kind of information you were looking for? 3. Does that answer your question? D. Responses to good questions. Example. 1. That's a very good question. 2. That's interesting. 3. Good point. E. Admitting you don't know. Example. 1. Interesting question. What do you think? 2. Sorry, that's not my field. But I'm sure Peter Bolt Form's sales department could answer your question. 3. I'm afraid I don't have that information with me. 4. Sorry, I don't know that off the top of my head. 5. I'm afraid I'm not in a position to answer that question at the moment. 6. I'm afraid I don't know the answer to your question, but I'll try to find out for you. F. Responses to irrelevant questions. Example. 1. That's not really my field. 2. I'm afraid I don't see the connection. 3. Well, I think that goes beyond the scope of my expertise/presentation. 4. To be honest, I think that raises a different issue. G. Negative responses to questions. Example. 1. Hopefully not. 2. I don't think/believe so. 3. Not quite. 4. Not necessarily. 5. Not as a rule. H. Hedging, not saying yes or no. Example. 1. Not if we can help it. 2. To some extent. 3. It depends. 4. On the whole, yes. I. Postponing questions. Example. 1. Perhaps we could go over this after the presentation. 2. I'd prefer to answer your question in the course of my presentation. 3. If you don't mind, I'll deal with/come back to this point later in my presentation. 4. Can we get back to this point a bit later? 5. Would you mind waiting until the question and answer session at the end? J. Closing discussion time. Example. 1. So if there are no further questions, I guess. 2. I'll finish there. Thank you very much. 3. I think we have time for one more question. 4. If there are no other questions, I'll finish there. Thank you very much.
Step 12. Conclusion. Summarizes key takeaways, reinforces learning objectives, and leaves participants with a sense of accomplishment.
A. Indicating the end of your presentation. Example. 1. As a final point, I'd like to. 2. Finally, I'd like to highlight one key issue. 3. That completes my presentation. 4. I'm now approaching. Or. nearing the end of my presentation. 5. Well, this brings me to the end of my presentation or talk. 6. That covers just about everything I wanted to say about. B. Summarizing points. Example. 1. I'll briefly summarize the main issues. 2. Therefore or thus. Or. On this basis or given this, it can be concluded or deduced or inferred that. 3. From the table. Or. Figures. Or. Data. Or. Results. Or. Information, it can be seen. Or. Concluded. Or. Shown or estimated or calculated that. 4. Let me just run over / through the key points again. 5. To conclude. Or. In conclusion, I'd like to. 6. In short. Or. In a word. Or. In a nutshell. Or. In brief. Or. To sum up. Or. To summarize, it is generally. 7. Widely accepted. Or. Argued. Or. Held or believed that. 8. First we looked at, and we saw that. Then we considered, and we argued. C. Making recommendations. Example. 1. In my opinion, we should. 2. Based on the figures we have, I'm quite certain that. 3. We'd suggest. 4. We therefore strongly recommend that. D. Close. Example. 1. I hope you will have gained an insight into. 2. Unless anyone has anything else to add, I think that's it. Thanks for coming. 3. Thank you for your attention. 4. Before I stop. Or. Finish, let me just say. 5. Thank you for listening.
With these 12 steps as your compass, you're well on your way to leading transformative training sessions. Remember, you have the power to ignite a spark in your participants, empowering them to not just acquire knowledge, but to transform it into real-world action and lasting success. So, take a deep breath, step into that training room with confidence, and get ready to make a positive impact. Embrace the opportunity to empower them with new skills, knowledge, and confidence. The world needs your unique brand of training magic. Go out there and shine. Go forth, inspire, and guide your audience to success.